the pineal gland, it sparks. But it's so amazing because it allows you to reach higher levels of dimensions and consciousness. When you tap into that, you bring awareness to it, your intuition skyrockets. The pineal gland is this little tiny pea-shaped object inside, deep inside the brain. In most cases, a lot of people represent it up here as the third eye, but in true reality, it's not in the front. It's way deep in the center of the brain. It's been known since deep antiquity, super ancient times, which makes you question how in the world did they know that this thing was an eye? In other words, it has photoreceptors. Now, you would have to be able to, first of all, do an autopsy on somebody, take it out, and then analyze it to see, what capabilities it even has. So they had some technology, I'm just saying. But they knew that this thing had the capability of receiving photons and light waves and then channeling it throughout the body, which is pretty interesting. Also, the third eye, it has these hairs on it, which are like receiving antennas, because it's your spiritual antenna. It's your connection to the higher dimensions that exist. We know that this universe has 11 dimensions based on string theory. And what's interesting, in 2022, a new scientific study came out. They just discovered that the human mind can exist and perceive up to 11 dimensions, the same amount as the universe. So we now know that our mind is a fractal of the whole, and this is peer-reviewed quantum physics. So it's not like off the top of my dome, right? But that has primarily to do with the third eye. It's also made of crystals. There's crystal in there, and crystals have an amazing power. When you put pressure on a crystal, it releases energy. That's what's inside of a lighter. If you have a big lighter, when you spark the lighter, that's not a flint in there or some type of Kindle. That's actually a crystal inside the big lighter. You put pressure on it, it sparks. When you put the pressure of the spinal fluid on the pineal gland, it sparks. So you can actually transmit. You can push the fluid up your spine into that area and put pressure. It'll spark. When it sparks, it releases DMT. And through breath work, you can create the same experience as taking ayahuasca, which is why I'm a big believer in breathwork meditations. You can have your own DMT. You don't have to take it from a plant and have somebody out in the jungle somewhere. You don't even know if they're going to take advantage of you, because it's happened to a lot of people. You can do it in the privacy of your own home, watching a breathwork video with a guided meditation, and you can trigger the same exact response through a breathwork meditation as taking ayahuasca. But it's so amazing because it allows you to reach higher levels of dimensions and consciousness within your same body. And it's just really gives you a perception that you normally wouldn't have. When you tap into understanding how the third eye works, it's almost like waves of water crash on you when you're in the ocean if you're just standing still. So the average person is like a person standing in the ocean with the wave crashing over them. And when the wave crashes, that's when they realize, oh, this moment just happened. But when you're operating from your third eye, you're surfing on the wave. So you're closer to real-time information, because scientists discovered that there's a 7 to 8 second delay in between the time that something happens and the time that we realize it happens. They did this amazing scientific study where they put people in different rooms, dark rooms with TVs and electrodes of EEG connected to their brain, connected to computers. Originally, this experiment was simply to do one thing and one thing only: see what the brain looked like based on certain emotions. So every 10 seconds, they would show a different image: a woman coddling a baby, a bed of flowers, somebody getting murdered, a car accident. So it was flipping back and forth between tragic and peace. What started happening in every case study is this: the brain started transmitting to the computer 7 to 8 seconds ahead of time what the next image was going to be. And they realized something. Wait a minute. The brain has already experienced, consciousness has already experienced what's happening